Good afternoon, everyone. It's good to see you. Welcome to KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Nicole Hernandez in for Laura Papetti. We do want to get straight to weather right now because at Thomas, it has literally been raining all morning. I was out there this morning. It seemed to give us a little bit of a break, though. Where are things at now?
Yeah, just low cloud cover, but finding a small break in the action in terms of the rainfall for Spokane. And it's not going to last for all that much longer because even Doppler radar is starting to show that more rain is starting to develop as we pause the radar loop. If you look closely over central Washington in areas like in Lincoln County near Davenport, this just popped up within the last 30 minutes. So yes, it's all very light, but if it continues to develop, everything's going to slide eastward and towards Spokane. So I do think that more rain is still on the way today, because, well, we are under the influence of an atmospheric river that continues to push moisture straight through the Pacific Northwest. Temperatures have been slowly climbing all day long. We are now up to 40 degrees in Spokane and closer to 50 across the Palouse. 48 in Pullman is actually quite warm, and this is very typical for these types of weather systems as we get mild but very wet conditions. So we'll call for scattered showers during the afternoon hours as temperatures will hit about the mid-40s today. Overnight, another break from the rain, and really tonight and Friday are probably the driest stretches of weather that we'll see before we have several more days of rain across the region. But yeah, one more check of Doppler radar will show that the heaviest rain right now is across the far northern stretches of the inland Northwest.
We do have some breaking news, an update to a SWAT standoff in Spirit Lake, Idaho. We now know that the person involved was a 67-year-old woman, and police have confirmed now that woman has died. Now, last night, Kootenai County Sheriff's deputies surrounded a home near 4th and Jefferson. We don't know much about what led up to this standoff, but take a look at this video here from last night. What we do know is around 8 o'clock last night, there were reports of an officer-involved shooting. The officer was not hurt, but again, we now know the 67-year-old woman involved did die. After the shooting, a standoff started at a house near 4th and Jefferson. Deputies had to ask people living in an apartment complex nearby to evacuate. Late last night, SWAT and deputies started leaving, and then by this morning, things were quiet again. We, again, are still waiting on more updates from Kootenai County Sheriff's Office as to what led to this officer-involved shooting. Just into our newsroom, the man suspected of killing 4 University of Idaho students almost a year ago now was in court this afternoon. This was for a hearing to decide when evidence about genetic genealogy or DNA evidence needs to be submitted. Judge John C. Judge asked both the state to provide any genetic genealogy evidence they plan to present at trial so he can review it. He also wants a chance to decide what evidence the prosecution should have to turn over to the defense. Today, the judge gave the state a December 1st deadline to turn over that information to him. That includes genetic genealogy information that the FBI compiled, which used technology to create a family tree based off DNA officers found on the knife sheath that they found at the scene. Prosecutor Bill Thompson says information from the FBI could take up to a month to get, but he will connect with the FBI to push for those documents quicker since the judge is asking for them.
It is, well, as I said in the order, this is a first impression in Idaho, and I want to make sure that we do it right the first time.
At this point, the judge still has not set a trial date for Koberger. An East Valley High School teacher is charged again with trying to shoot his ex-wife. Deputies say 41-year-old Benjamin Hill shot at his ex-wife's house while she was inside in a drive-by shooting last year. He's also facing charges for shooting at her car twice. This is not the first time Hill has been charged with trying to shoot his ex-wife. You may remember earlier this year, officers arrested Hill for trying to murder his ex-wife at the Cheney Starbucks. And he's been charged with shooting at her several other times this year as well. Hill has been on administrative leave from the school district since his first arrest. He's set to be arraigned on these new charges next Tuesday, November 7th. Police charged a mother and son from Pocatello, Idaho with kidnapping after the two took the son's underage girlfriend to Oregon for an abortion. Court documents say the girl got pregnant earlier this year while she was living with the mom and son. The girl said she was happy when she found out she was pregnant, but both the mom and son threatened to kick her out if she did not get the abortion. And the mom says she did not coerce the girl and that it was a, quote, mutually agreed upon decision. Now, earlier this year, Idaho passed a law preventing adults from taking minors across state lines for abortions without a parent's permission. Washington State is paying more than $16 million to settle several different lawsuits. 12 men say a state care facility here in Spokane abused them while they were in their care. The men say they were in state care at the J. Bar D. Boys Ranch north of Spokane back in the 1970s and the mid-80s. At the time, they were 10 to 15 years old. The lawsuit claims staff and residents sexually and physically abused them. The men filed the suit in Thurston County Superior Court. It also says child welfare officials knew or at least should have known about the abuse. You can find more about this story on our website, KREM.com.